Have you ever felt the spine-chilling sensation of being watched even when you're alone? Imagine standing in an abandoned amusement park, the wind rustling through decaying rides, where laughter once echoed, but now only eerie silence remains. Welcome to the top 10 most haunted and abandoned amusement parks in the US, where the thrills have long faded, but something far more terrifying lingers. 1. Six Flags, New Orleans, Louisiana. What happens when an amusement park is abandoned by both its visitors and time itself? Six Flags, New Orleans might just be the place where thrill meets terror in more ways than one. Once a bustling entertainment hotspot, Six Flags New Orleans now stands as a decaying monument to what was. Abandoned after Hurricane Katrina's devastating hit in 2005, the park's roller coasters and water slides are frozen in time, slowly being consumed by nature. As eerie as it is empty, those who dare to explore the ruins report strange occurrences, haunting echoes, the sound of rides creaking in the wind, and unsettling shadows that seem to move on their own. Could the lost souls from the disaster be trapped in this ghostly playground? While the park may never reopen, its ghostly guests seem to have taken up permanent residence. 2. Lake Shawnee Amusement Park, West Virginia. What happens when a fun-filled amusement park is built on cursed land? Lake Shawnee might hold the tragic and terrifying answer. Welcome to Lake Shawnee Amusement Park, where the screams of joy have long since been replaced by whispers of sorrow. Built on the site of a Native American burial ground, the park's tragic history includes several deadly accidents that eventually led to its closure in 1966. Among the most chilling tales is that of a young girl who died on the swing ride. Visitors now claim to see her ghost, still swinging in the breeze, or hear the faint sounds of children's laughter when no one else is around. Paranormal investigators have flocked to this location and all leave with the same conclusion. Something sinister remains here, lurking just beneath the surface. 3. Holy Land USA, Connecticut. A theme park built to celebrate faith, now abandoned and shadowed by tragedy. What spirits roam the deserted paths of Holy Land USA? Once a pilgrimage site for thousands, Holy Land USA in Waterbury, Connecticut, was a religious-themed park that fell into decay in the 1980s. Left to rot and consumed by overgrowth, the park's crumbling religious statues and faded biblical scenes now give off an eerie, almost otherworldly atmosphere. But the most unsettling part? Many believe that the tragic murder of a young woman here in 2010 awakened something dark. Visitors speak of shadowy figures darting between the broken structures, strange whispers in the wind, and an overwhelming feeling of dread. It's as though the spirits of the park's past can't find their way to peace. 4. Chipawa Lake Park, Ohio. Once the jewel of Ohio's amusement parks, Chipawa Lake is now an overgrown, forgotten land, where the ghosts of its past might still ride the Ferris wheel. Chipawa Lake Park entertained families for nearly 100 years before closing its doors for good in 1978. Now, nature has reclaimed most of the grounds, but the remnants of its former life remain: a rusted Ferris wheel, decaying roller coasters, and a haunted ballroom. Urban explorers who venture into this forgotten park often report ghostly figures lurking in the shadows and the haunting sound of music coming from the empty ballroom. Some believe the spirits of past visitors, perhaps even victims of tragic accidents, still roam the park, forever trapped in a forgotten world of twisted metal and faded memories. 5. Joyland Amusement Park, Kansas. Joyland may have once been Kansas's biggest source of happiness, but today, its empty rides and abandoned fun houses tell a much darker story. In Wichita, Kansas, the once thriving Joyland Amusement Park closed its gates in 2006. Now, the park's deteriorating structures stand as a reminder of a lost era. But that's not all that remains. Paranormal enthusiasts have long claimed that Joyland is haunted, especially by the spirits of children who tragically passed away while visiting. Echoes of laughter and the sound of long, silent rides can be heard late at night, and some even claim to have seen figures standing near the dilapidated roller coasters. It's a haunting sight, one that might make you question whether it's truly abandoned. 6. Jazzland, part of Six Flags, Louisiana. Before it became Six Flags New Orleans, Jazzland was the city's premier theme park, but today, it's a ghostly ruin that holds dark secrets. Before Six Flags took over, Jazzland was New Orleans' pride and joy. But when Hurricane Katrina hit, the park was left submerged, and it has remained abandoned ever since. Despite its eerie stillness, many believe that Jazzland is far from empty. Visitors report feeling a heavy, oppressive presence while walking through the flooded remains. Ghostly figures have been seen on old rides, and some even hear music playing faintly in the distance. With its history of tragedy and loss, this forsaken park has become one of Louisiana's most haunted sites. 7. Santa's Village, California. Where Christmas cheer once echoed, now only ghostly whispers remain. What haunts the abandoned holiday wonderland of Santa's Village? Santa's Village in Sky Forest, California, was once a place where families flocked to celebrate the magic of Christmas year-round. But after it closed in 1998, the festive joy was replaced by silence and something much more chilling. Urban explorers who dared to wander the park's empty pathways have reported hearing faint Christmas music, despite no electricity being connected. Strange voices whisper through the trees, and icy cold spots have been felt, even on hot summer days. Is the holiday spirit still alive in Santa's Village, or is something far darker keeping the park company? 8. Dogpatch USA, Arkansas. A quirky hillbilly theme park abandoned for decades, but is it really empty? The ghost stories of Dogpatch USA are as strange as the park itself. Dogpatch USA, once a lively hillbilly-themed park, has been abandoned since 1993. Situated deep in the woods of Arkansas, the decaying remnants of the park feel strangely out of place, and the paranormal activity reported here only adds to its mystique. Some visitors claim to see ghostly figures walking among the rusted rides, while others report hearing unsettling laughter echoing through the overgrown landscape. Whether it's the spirits of past visitors or something more sinister, Dogpatch USA has earned a reputation as one of the most haunted and bizarre abandoned parks in America. 9. Heritage USA, South Carolina. Once a thriving Christian theme park, Heritage USA is now a forgotten ruin with a haunting past. Who or what still lingers here? At its peak, Heritage USA was one of the most popular Christian-themed amusement parks in the world. But after financial scandal and a tragic fire, it was abandoned in the late 1980s. Now, the once grand structures are decaying, and locals swear the park is haunted. Apparitions of ghostly figures have been reported wandering the grounds, particularly near the remains of the water park. Visitors often feel as though they're being watched, and some even claim to have heard faint hymns being sung from the crumbling buildings. It's a haunting reminder of what was, and what may still be. 10th Spree Park, Oregon. Imported from Germany, Spree Park's rides now lie in eerie silence in Portland's forests. But is something else making itself heard? Originally part of a German amusement park, the remains of Spree Park were shipped to Portland, Oregon, where they now sit decaying in the wilderness. While the park was never fully operational, its haunting reputation quickly grew. People who have explored the abandoned rides claim to hear faint whispers, feel a ghostly presence, and even see strange figures near the Ferris wheel. Whether it's the remnants of Spree Park's German past or something else entirely, there's no denying that this forgotten corner of Portland has a spooky story to tell. From the eerie silence of rusted roller coasters to the lingering presence of unseen spirits, these abandoned amusement parks are more than just forgotten landmarks. They're gateways to the unknown. Each of these haunting locations has its own story to tell, and while their rides may no longer thrill, the mysteries that surround them continue to captivate and chill. If you enjoyed this journey into the abandoned and haunted, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more spine-chilling content. Let us know in the comments which haunted park you dare to explore, and stay tuned for our next adventure into the supernatural.